On today's stream, I made a huge announcement. I don't want to say any more than that. Subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. And I'll let me take the wheel from here. This is the biggest thing I've announced in...
Yay, 9 months.
Probably since Creator Clash, I would say. I'd say this is that sort of tier. So are we ready? Because I don't want to announce it, you know, before everyone gets here.
It makes it 10 trillion% funnier.
Bob Boner, now is not the time.
Yay.
Let me pause the alerts for a second. Thank you for all the subs, but I need to pause this. Is everyone seated? Is everyone comfortable? Is everyone, you know, especially seated because you might pass out? Okay. I'm not engaged. And this has nothing to do with the QSMP. I'll spoiler you out of those two ideas. All right? It's not those. It's not those. All right? You see, I've been streaming now for 4 years, right? And most of you have probably been watching me maybe for the last 3. You know, that's when it all kicked off, right? And there was a period of time in which I was doing a series on this channel that I loved and you loved. And ultimately, I stopped it for no real... I just kind of stopped one day. It just kind of all stopped, right? And I've been thinking about it, right? And it's a new year, you know? And I was thinking about ways to get people back on the channel. I feel like I stream by myself 90% of the time these days, and I wanted to have people back on the channel. And I wanted to do something that you guys would get hyped about, you know? And I was trying to think about, you know, something hype that I could do with guests. So, it is my great pleasure to announce that I will, as of this time next week, next Saturday the 13th, at this exact time, 12 p.m. PST. Well, it's a little bit, it's 7 minutes past now because I've been doing the talking, but you get the point. I will be returning the classic Jack Manifold You Laugh, You Lose series to the Jack Manifold TV Twitch. You heard it here first, people. Just as we used to, we are going to be having on a guest, and we're going to sit down and do the classic You Laugh, You Lose. Now, the announcement doesn't end here. That'd be a great thing to announce on its own, right? The fact that You Laugh, You Lose series is coming back. By far the biggest series I've ever done, by the way, right? People have anticipated this for... You know how long it's been? Do you want to know how long it's been genuinely? It has been 2 years. 2 years since the last... Let me pull this up. It has been 2 years since the last episode of You Laugh, You Lose. Right? Let me find it. Where is it? If Me or Foolish Laugh, the stream ends, the final guest we had on was on the 28th of... I'm in the way. Was on the 28th of February, 2022. It has been almost 2 years since we ended that series. And not a day goes by that I don't get asked about it. And not a day goes by that I don't see clips. And I don't reminisce. So I've decided I'm going to be bringing it back. But of course, it isn't fair and it isn't right to bring back a series, you know, in the exact same way that I did it the first time, right? At the end of the day, there's a reason we stopped. I'd had plenty of people. We'd done the same rigmarole every single time, all right? And it was getting samey. It was getting boring. And I could tell that although I didn't run it into the ground, I feel like I stopped. You know, Kurt Cobain said it's better to disappear than to fizzle out. And that's what the series did. I felt the fizzling begin and I said, no, I won't let this series die a painful death, all right? I wasn't going to allow that to happen. So. How did I had a song on earlier that I really... Oh. There we go. So. How are we going to change the series, right? Because we don't want to do the same thing we did last time. All right? We are going to be, instead of doing a collective You Laugh, You Lose in the same way we used to, where we had 3 lives, and if we lost all 3 lives, we'd end the stream. There's going to be a new system. You guys will, as before, send in videos like you used to, and we will react to those videos as we used to. But we will not be sharing lives. I will be going head to head against my guest to see who is the king of You Laugh, You Lose, because I truly believe that it is me. And because I believe this so heavily, I won't just be doing this for honor. I'm going to put something on the line. Every single week we do this, because it should be a weekly series. Obviously, there's going to be exceptions. There'll be breaks. But hopefully, it'll be a weekly, maybe bi-weekly series. But I'm working out exactly that right now. We're going to start it out weekly, see how sustainable that is. Maybe drag it out to every 2 weeks at some point. But for the comeback, it's going to be weekly. All right. And we're each going to have a set number of lives. Again, we're still working out a couple of details. But whoever wins, right? Because as you know, people donate in the videos. They send them with media share. And over the course of the stream, there's a pot that builds up of money that I would usually earn. However, in this new version of You Laugh, You Lose, which I'm dubbing You Laugh, You Lose Battle, we will be competing for the entire prize pool of donations, okay? All the money that comes in throughout the stream will be totaled up. It'll be visible on the screen. And it'll add up and add up and add up and add up. And whoever survives the longest and doesn't lose all their lives will be taking every single penny from the stream. So, this music isn't hype enough. I need more. Hold on. Let me get some hype in here. So, this means that I will not just be playing for my own honor. I will be playing for my income. For once a week, I will potentially be giving away every single penny I earn from what will likely be the highest earning stream of the week. I am so confident that I am the king of You Laugh, You Lose that I will offer up about half my weekly wage. So there we are. This is not going to be sponsored. It's not going to be money that I get from elsewhere. This is going to be money coming into the stream from you guys. So, there's a kind of game here where, depending on who you want the donation to go to, you target the joke to the other person. That's generally the way this game should be played for you guys. So, you have exactly a week until the first episode comes back. And of course, you're probably wondering, since I said I'll be having guests, who the guests will be. Well, here comes the second big part of this announcement. All right? Here comes the second part of the announcement. This is the part that I think is beyond, the fact that it's coming back, the biggest part. Okay? We will be inviting every single previous guest from You Laugh, You Lose back to the new series. That means absolutely anyone who has been on a You Laugh, You Lose series in the original run, Tubbo, Quackity, Foolish, Charlie Slimesicle, Schlatt, just to name the ones off the top of my head. Every single person who has been on a previous one will be invited back. Now, and here's the slightly disappointing part, I cannot guarantee that we will manage to secure every single guest. My goal is to get everyone back. However, there are a couple of people who I don't believe will be coming back. I can't imagine they'll say yes. However, there are the majority of people, 2 of which I've already confirmed. I've confirmed the next 2 weeks. I'm about to confirm the 3rd. There are already people that I've run this by who will be coming back. And then comes the tertiary announcement. That I will not just be recycling the old guests. I will not just be doing all the people who were on this series before. I will also be inviting new guests, bringing in new people who never did You Laugh, You Lose. Some of the most asked for guests of the previous series, a la Wilbur Soot, a la James Marriott, a la Tommy Innit, who, by the way, Tommy Innit never agreed to be on that series. The whole time it was running. At the time when it was getting like 100,000 concurrent views, he was still saying no. So we're going to finally probably have Tommy in it. We're going to be bringing back a bunch of old guests that people that never went on the show that people anticipated, as well as brand new names who probably people weren't even familiar with 2 years ago. We're going to be bringing in new people that I think are cool, people that I've met over the last 2 years, basically people who would never have been on the series 2 years ago. Back in the day, I feel like I only ever did guests from the MCYT community, minus the one time I had Paracynical on the show. And I want to have more variety this time. I definitely will obviously be doing all the old guests because I think people will really appreciate seeing all the old guests. I think it'll be a fun sort of callback to bring back the series to sort of not only reference an old series, but bring back the original guests too. But I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep it different. And I want to bring in people from outward communities as well. Selbit would be amazing. I'd love to have Selbit on. Sam and Colby, I'd love to have on. Eleanor, of course. I want to really bring in people not only from the Twitch community and the Minecraft community, but just people I think are cool. I want to have on people like, for example, I might run it by Joe Pera. He made my favorite TV show of all time. I'm probably going to ask him to come on the show. You know what I mean? Like, I want to run it by people who wouldn't traditionally have been back in the day. I was so scared to venture out the MCYT bubble because I had my little blow up inside MCYT and I didn't feel like I could step outside the bubble. And this time I feel like the world's at my fingertips and I will just be inviting absolutely anyone and everyone who I think would be cool and I think would be interested. And equally, if you are watching this, is there anyone watching this right now who wants to be involved, then please do reach out because I would love to have you on, I'm sure. I really am excited to have everyone on. Everyone is asking who is next week's. And what I'm going to say is, you're going to need to wait. All right? Because after the stream, I'll be making an official post about this, which will be followed up by a teaser post that teases the first 3 guests of the series. More heavily the first 2, but the third is a bit more mysterious, but the first 2 will hopefully be pretty obvious. But you'll have to work it out yourselves. I don't want to announce it. I want to keep it entertaining. I want to keep it different. I don't want to just tell you who's coming on. I want to do something fun. So, I was about to start throwing tomatoes. Good save. What do you mean? Look, it'll be. You guys will be able to. I trust that you will be. I trust that you guys will be pretty aware of who it is. But you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait until I post it to Twitter. There'll be a post on my main Twitter and a post on my second Twitter. There's gonna be 2. So keep an eye out for them. Is there anything else I wanted to add? I'm trying to think. I feel like I've covered all the main points, which means this was a much shorter stream than I anticipated. It's very difficult to judge how long these things are going to take to announce. 18 minutes is a lot shorter than I anticipated. So the tweet I was going to post a tweet right after the stream ended. However, the little announcement video I'm making is still with the editor because I thought the stream would take longer. So, but it will be, at least for the next 3 weeks, every Saturday at 8 p.m. GMT. That is 12 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. CEST, and 3 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be the times for everyone. So that's all the time zones that I can think of. But yeah, I hope everyone's excited. I hope everyone... are we excited? I want to make 2024 a big year. This is the first of several big announcements that are going to be coming this year for content. There are at least two more. At least two more to come that I don't want to announce till they're ready, but they're being worked on behind the scenes, and we are putting the utmost care, especially into one of them. Like you wouldn't believe we're putting the utmost care into these events that we're working on. But I figured this would be a nice one to kick off the year with before we go away on tour. Obviously, we'll continue after the tour as well, but I figured I would kick it off with, I kick off the year with a bang, bring back a series that people would love. And you know what? I can already announce that there's going to be twists in this series as well. We're going to have slight variations to the You Laugh, You Lose series. We're going to obviously mainly do You Laugh, You Lose Battle. But February 3rd, I know for a fact that we will be doing a twist. I'm planning this far ahead. This year is planned out for a man like me. February 3rd, put that in your calendars. We're going to have a very big stream on February 3rd that I don't want to announce just yet. But there will be an element of that, which is a twist on this You Laugh, You Lose series as well. That's going to be oh so fun. So yeah. The comeback of an era. The comeback of an era. Right before the tour. Exclamation point tour in the chat, by the way, if you want to buy tickets. You die IRL if you laugh. No, not quite. But, there might be a little bit of something. But yeah, very excited. Very, very excited. This is the time where I ask if you have any questions about it. Any questions about anything in particular. You should drop the plan for your dear moderators. Mods, I will actually tell you guys all the guests after this. Will Wilbur be on one? I can tell you that I will be asking Wilbur to be on. Again, I can't confirm any of these people yet. Because I have obviously some guests confirmed, but I don't have everyone. Streamers are very hard to bag down that far in advance. So, I won't really have confirmations till 1 to 2 weeks before a lot of the time, but I will be asking Wilbur for certain. He is probably the most anticipated guest of the first series, who we never got. So he will absolutely be someone. Can you reach out to the Sterniolo triplets? Look, I can ask him. I can try. This is a lot of things. You got to bear in mind, I got to actually know these people to reach out to them. But everyone from the previous series will be asked. Pretty much everyone will be asked. So don't worry. Don't worry. There's going to be a huge array. I mean, the last series, how many people did we have last time? Like, how many guests do we have to get through? As well as all the new ones I want as well. Like, this series is going to be a long-running one for us. Because, like, if... let me have a quick... Hold on. Let me have a look at the VODs channel really quick. Let me look at the You Laugh, You Lose series. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we did 13 guests last time. And I could have sworn that I reckon I might have done, like, one more, but I hadn't, like, started the VODs channel yet. So there's only, like, there might be a couple missing from my archive here. But, we've got a pretty good list. We've got a pretty good list already. And I only want to expand that list. So I'm going to start making announcements as of this evening. So keep an eye on Twitter, twitter.com. Keep an eye on my Twitter because I'll be making a tweet that announced the guests. As well as just recapping the rules and such. The one thing I don't mention in the tweet, because I've already recorded the video, so please make sure to remind the Twitter frogs of this when it comes out, that I forgot to mention that we'll be having new guests as well. I said that we would bring back all the old guests, but I forgot to mention that there'd be new and new guests we never had before. So bear that in mind for the Twitter folks, because we have not. I forgot to mention that. But I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very excited